My church isn't a cult. It's hard to get into and easy to get out of.
Sister Wives, season 19, episode 22. I know, and you guys always say, how are there 19 seasons of this? Honestly, I don't have an answer for you. When I find one, I'll let you know, though. His clarification and then what he compares to actually being kind of a culture is wild, but I got a little ahead of ourselves. At this point in the episode, what we're doing is building a vanity for Ariella because they wanted to get her a big Valentine's gift. Don't get me wrong, her reaction was like super adorable and what a sweet gesture, but it kind of seemed for the cameras and oddly out of place, but maybe that's just me, I don't know. But Kody couldn't build it without power tools, even though they sent a little Allen. Anyway, and his...
Just gonna have fun here because you're being forced to be my lovely assistant.
Robin goes on to say that she really doesn't like taking that role, but this has been like a theme in the show for a long time, and he calls them this, and that's me too. Whenever I think of having a good time, I'm like, man, I get to force someone to do something today. Woo! She likes to call Kody Babe Ruth because he either strikes out or hits it out of the park, which seems really backhanded. Don't get me wrong, I'm here for it. Just an observation, right? Then they start talking about Valentine's and plural marriage and what that meant for them, and there was a lot of jealousy, and it was really, really hard. But then Kody starts talking. Every time he puts something in like the way he thinks about it, it hits. Oh, it doesn't hit.
You know why I struck out in other years?
Why?
Because I was always in the mindset that Valentine's Day was just about our kids and a gathering of the family.
Don't get me wrong, I get my kids like a little thing of chocolates and stuff like that, but it's literally Valentine's Day. Like it's Valentine's Day. Okay, we're talking about physical affection within the family, and if you haven't watched this show, you know what, lucky you, and I'm sorry that I've done this to you. But they never showed physical affection in front of each other because at first there were just boundaries that weren't respected. So instead of like figuring it out and kind of doing the thing, they decided, well, there's not going to be any touching. And Robin comes in with, I think she thought it was very a spurt, but we can fight in front of each other, but we can't show each other love. But I think that's like a little bit different of an exchange of energy.
There's a lot of insecurity just because there's so much sharing. It would have made each wife feel more secure and more comfortable if Kody would have been able to show affection, or we would have been able to show affection to him. Sure, yeah, we dealt with some little bit of jealousy, but we did anyway. Maybe because
there's a hole here and a hole here.
It was okay to fight in front of each other. It was okay to sit there and get edgy with each other, but it wasn't okay to show love, support, care.
I really want to drive home the fact that this is a bit of a boundary violation because these were the rules that were agreed to before coming into the family. 2, you can't really know that would have made everything better and not worse. You can also show care, affection, those kinds of things for someone without having this physical contact in front of people who you know it's making uncomfortable. Boundaries were firmly established long before Robin even got out of elementary school. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It was probably middle school. But yeah, and then the kissing one after the other. It couldn't be me. And I can understand in any human being how that would make you feel uncomfortable without like the shaming and, oh, why do you feel like that? And you're insecure. Or it just makes them feel kind of funny.
Mary and I got married. Mary was clingy. She was all over me. She was always all over me.
You were newlyweds.
Sitting on my lap in front of Janelle while we were courting. Janelle's mom pulls me aside, says, hey, Janelle's not comfortable seeing that affection that you're giving to Mary. So all of a sudden, because of this opinion, I was like withdrawing that affection from Mary and never even establishing it with Janelle.
Hold it right there. There's an episode actually in the early seasons where Janelle didn't actually want to engage in that. Yes, she was very uncomfortable because like they would watch a movie together when they were all first married, and Kody and Mary would be like kind of like making out, and she's sitting there by herself feeling really left out. Also, I think on Kody's part, he shouldn't have had to been told that. That's common sense that would make somebody feel kind of weird. I don't know why they call common sense common. It's the least common natural resource I can think of off of the top of my head. So then we go into, they give Ariella her little vanity thing. Then we jump back over to Coyote Pass to talk about the spiritual divorce, which again, there's 2 marriages. There's one here on Earth, and there's one that you're going to be in for eternity. So we hear kind of one side from Mary and telling Janelle, hey, this is kind of how you could do that. This is what happened. And then a whole tangled web of fun from Kody.
He's so mad about that he didn't get a say and he didn't get it.
What would he have said?
I invited him. I talked to him about it, and he's like, well, let me give it some thought, and nothing. And then He was mad that he
He's
didn't
just
get to
mad
talk about
because
it.
it looks bad for him.
But let's see what Mr. I don't show up for my own life, I don't show up for my kids later in the episode refers to his kids as Christine's kids and my kids from another mother, but never refers to them in a way that's their kids. So let's see what Mr. I never connect myself to anything has to say about that.
Mary told me about it. I didn't know what to say. I uninvolved myself. If I'd have been there and given them the reasons we broke up, they might not have given her the release. She did her stuff. I didn't abandon her. We got the release on that premise, and that's what we needed. We needed to not be married. If I would have given my testimony what I really believe, it would have taken away her justification for the divorce, but it would have made me stuck with her.
And if I had been born into the body of Peyton Manning, I would be a football player. What is the what if game? I don't know how to play this. I'm sorry. So yeah, if you wanted to defend yourself, you should have shown up and defended yourself. Therefore, the opinion at this point is not needed. However, I know we got that whole murder thing. We gotta hoist you up there a little more, right?
So they will not separate a man on the man's merit to be separated from a woman. They just don't do it. The woman has to request it, and the woman gets it based upon the merit of what she gives.
So we just had to pump the brakes right there, because I don't care how much he wants to twist this narrative to make it work for him. It is historically incredibly difficult to get out of these groups, especially as a woman. And the men, they can basically do whatever they want. So hey, maybe he might not be unsealed from her or anything, but he can sure get 20 more wives and forget she ever exists and leave her in, like, I don't know, a little room above a casita where he keeps all of his keepsakes and cars? Sources, I don't know, years of research, survivor testimonies, this entire book that was written by someone from a similar group that starts from the beginning of their history. Just a few things, you know.
My church isn't a cult. It's hard to get into and easy to get out of. But marriage is its own cult. I don't want to disparage marriage, but it is easy to get into and it is hard to get out of.
Just between us, he does know he's married, right? Imagine trying to change the established narrative of a very well-known issue because you're mad at your ex-wife. You didn't show up to the meeting, you don't get an opinion, you don't get to say coulda, woulda, shoulda happened, you should have shown up if you wanted to do that. Now, we're going to get all of this finished up tomorrow there's still so much and a lot of trying to save face, which honestly was a little bit insulting at this point, but I hope you guys have a good night and I'll see you then.